Thailand's over. Thailand's not the same. It's changing. It's gone down. That's what I hear a lot of the older people say. I don't hear too many middle age and young people say that. It seems to always be the older people, right? So I came across this clip, which we're going to play here shortly. And this guy in particular is complaining about the state of Thailand. And I'm just like, well, I enjoy it. But I'm open to other people's perspective. I want to hear his feedback, why he says this, how did he arrive at his conclusion, and what's the future of Thailand. So we're going to watch this clip together, and we're going to see what this guy's talking about. All right, let's go ahead and play that clip, shall we?
And used to be the most promising country in Southeast Asia. But now, that dream may be over. Thailand's tourism industry is taking a hit. Households are drowning in consumer debt. Factories are facing much tougher competition. The government isn't exactly welcoming the people it needs, and above all...
Now pause. He did say some things that are interesting there that I want to address before we go further into the video. One of the things he says is about the tourism, right? Now, I did read an article that say Vietnam has actually overtaken Thailand when it comes to tourism in the last 12 to 24 months. So maybe people are waking up and starting to see, hey, maybe there's other areas outside of Thailand that could be a good fit for me, right? Especially now, if you see a lot of influencers talk about Da Nang, Vietnam, which I just came back from Vietnam. So if you want, you can check out my previous content there. But Vietnam is rising, and I believe Malaysia is kind of rising, at least among Europeans. For a lot of Americans, Malaysia is still a secret. It's still a secret. But he also said something interesting. He said, the government is not as friendly towards people, like as far as coming in. And that I personally would have to disagree with. They actually just made the visa easier. There are people getting rejected, but those are usually the people who are trying to take advantage of the short-term situation. So they go on these things called visa runs, where like they'll be in the country for 30 days, maybe bounce out, then come back, try to do 2 months. All this shaking and all that extra stuff. It's like those people are getting rejected, but the DTV holders and the long-term visas, they actually did something recently to make it easier. So I'm not sure why he said that or came to that conclusion. But, we can listen out to him, see what he's saying.
Thailand's demographics are even worse than Japan's. But how did this happen? Thailand was so promising. Where did it all go wrong? Well, let's start from the good times that were rolling not so long ago. Starting in the mid-1980s, Thailand...
Okay, so he's talking about the 80s. Yeah, that's going to be a different time. The whole world was different because you got to think the internet wasn't a thing back there. So even when you meet people, it's going to be more organic, more natural, etc. Now, thanks to Instagram, you can link with people all over the world, right? I just had someone request me from Africa. I had someone request me from, funny enough, Thailand. I never even met the person, but I was like, they seem cool. I'll go ahead and request them. So it's like the world is more connected than ever. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be a different world regardless of where you're at, not just Thailand. But I do want to skip past this a little bit because I don't want him to talk about the past and, the 80s. He probably never even been to Thailand in the 80s. The guy looks like he looks like he was born in the 90s or 80s, if I'm being honest with you. So I doubt he was actually in Thailand in the 90s and 80s, right? He's probably just going off stuff he heard, like the older generation, like I said, like when you meet some of the 50, 60, 70-year-olds, those are the ones, the main ones, at least from my experience, who are talking about, it used to be better back in the day, and now it's this, which I still think is dope. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, maybe things changed when marijuana became illegal. Maybe it brought a different audience, right? But let's look at some of the points he's talking about here. By the way, I seen this guy, because I used to invest in more crypto and stuff, right? I seen him on another channel. I think it was called like Coin Bureau or something like that. But it looks like he's talking about Malaysia, so let's listen.
Meanwhile, competitors are taking full advantage of the situation. Vietnam's official e-visa system allows stays of up to 90 days for a single or multiple entries. And that's easy access to another popular Southeast Asian destination that's right next door. Countries like Malaysia are making a very direct effort to attract remote workers. They have a very straightforward nomad pass that lets foreign digital professionals stay and work longer in Malaysia with...
So, yes, they do have a digital nomad pass in Malaysia. That part is 100% correct. However, what he's not telling you is Thailand has one too. So it's easy how you can spin stories around to make it seem more favorable, but you have to address the facts here. Thailand has a digital nomad visa as well. Actually, I would even argue that Thailand has more visa options than Malaysia, and I love Malaysia. You know, probably like a quarter of my audience is from Malaysia. I've been to Malaysia, I think, 2-3 times. But I'm just being honest. There's more visas in Thailand, and for more different reasons. It's hard to get long-term residency in Malaysia. You can ask Malaysians about that, right? They do got Malaysia as my second home, but typically I believe you need to invest to do that type of stuff. Where Thailand, you can have very little capital and get some visas in Thailand, for real. Now, Vietnam, yes, they do have a 90 days. I actually took advantage of that. I was 1 week away from getting my short-term residency in Vietnam, so it's crazy that I left like a week before, right? But yes, they do. So you can do the 90 days, and then within that 90 days, if you do all the proper paperwork, you can actually get a longer-term visa while you're on the 90 days. And what's funny in Vietnam, for all my people who are interested in working and living abroad, you can actually work. I'm telling you this from direct experience. You can actually work a job in Vietnam in 90 days on that tourist visa, under the assumption that you're obviously going for your TRC, which is your temporary residency card. So I was actually working and making money in Vietnam before I even had long-term residency, and I was like 1 week away roughly from getting it. But as you know, I ended up leaving Vietnam at the last minute. But let's see what else this guy is saying. You know, he's saying some interesting points, but then some of his points is like, where did you get this information from? You know, like, are you actually giving valid critique?
Mention Japan or South Korea as the classic examples of Asian population crises. But Thailand is in an even more alarming case. Its total fertility rate has fallen to around 0.86 births per woman, below Japan's 1.15 and close to South Korea's ultra low.
That is crazy, because Japan is in danger when it comes to that. So if you're saying that Thailand is not producing enough, that is severe, severe danger, because Japan and Korea are facing big problems, which I didn't know that discrepancy between the two, the 1.5 and the 0.8. Let me bring this back up here. Yeah, I didn't know it was like that. I thought Japan and Korea were honestly a little bit closer. I didn't know South Korea was that much significantly worse. That's crazy. But the fact that Thailand is right in that range is scary as well. So if you're a male and you come to Thailand, I kind of heard about the rumor as far as, oh, there's more females than men and stuff like that. And I even seen something on the Instagram about it. There's this lady doing a tour, and she was talking about how she's 40 plus and single. And she said the reason why she's single is because, like, I guess she was saying between men in jail, between job opportunities, between lady boys, between people picking foreigners or something. I don't know. But yeah, very interesting stuff there. I do think he is a little bit biased, but not a bad take. What y'all think, though? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. By the way, I've been replying to every comment, like I said, and I'm going to keep doing it until obviously I get to the point where I'm too big and maybe I need someone to help me, or maybe it's just too much volume. But as of right now, we're a little under 2,000 subs, so it's easy to do that, right? I've been showing everybody respect. Super easy to reply to every comment. I don't understand the YouTubers who leave their people unread. I'm like, bro, you got 76 subscribers. You need to reply to everybody, you know? But shout out to them as well. I got more content as well. Let me know what y'all think about this setup. This is my first video doing this type of setup. I made a YouTube short about it, so if you check out my shorts, you can see it. But long story short, got the big screen, small screen, tripod, setup, whole little thing. I like these type of formats, so I think I may keep doing this.